Working across 7 countries in Africa and Asia, ASSAR conducts interdisciplinary research to improve the understanding of barriers and enablers of climate change adaptation. In West Africa, the ASSAR project focuses on the dry subhumid band that extends from northern Ghana to southern Mali. These climate change hotspots are highly dynamic systems that already experience harsh climates and adverse environmental change. People here may be further marginalized by high levels of poverty, inequality, and rapidly changing socio-economic, governance, and development contexts. In Ghana, ASSAR's research is mainly conducted by PhD and master's students from the University of Ghana. As part of strengthening their capacities, the 2015 student cohort was trained in research into use techniques.
Research into use is a key component of the ASSAR project, because ASSAR is based on research, but what happens to that research? What is the end use? And how can that research actually be used to impact our world? And the research into use component is a way to actually inform strategies, inform decision makers, and inform policy.
Before then, research was all about not people just do research and they lie on their shelves and they don't really have any impact. But with what we went through, I'm happy that this project is going to involve these methods to get stakeholders involved. Research into use helped me look into research in that dimension where we involve people, all the key stakeholders, and then through our various discussions and dialogue and all that, we will come up with what is really sustainable and efficient.
And in most studies too, we realize that the stakeholders are not involved in the process from the beginning to the end, and this is what I intend doing, to involve them from the beginning of the research phase to the end of the research phase. What one stakeholder will be using may not be known by another stakeholder. Now, bringing them on board will afford them opportunity to learn from each other. And if, for instance, one stakeholder is using a particular product, which will be helpful for the entire community, then we will see how best it can be adopted and then used by the community.
So I hope to help these farmers improve upon their adaptation measures. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Improve and build upon those that are weak. You can build upon them, or those that are bad, we drop them. And it will help you through this whole process. It helps bring out better or very good, or should I say effective and sustainable adaptation measures for the long term.
I'll make sure that my strategy is my recommendations are communicated to the appropriate policymakers within the district. And hopefully in the course of the study, I hope to find a very interesting story, especially with regard to the vulnerable groups, which I hope to be able to make a communication to maybe in the form of a video or an audio voice that will be aired on the local radio station, depending on the resources available.
In trying to solve or help farmers adapt to emerging effects of climate change, my research will help policymakers change as well as change agents to identify or prioritize their investment portfolio as far as adaptation issues are concerned.
The last week's program actually got me thinking, and I will be looking out to see how I can get a very interesting story that will resonate among the vulnerable groups and the policymakers. Yeah, so this training I went through actually influenced to a great deal my approach to this study.
I think that it's giving me skills
to be able to engage farmers, various groups of farmers, as well as the identify stakeholders in terms of the governance structures and the NGOs that will be involved in these farmers.
The training last week, of course, helped me to really not just see my work as a requirement for my bachelor's and my master's of philosophy degree, but as something that I can do to actually help society.
If we are not involved in the development process, then what is the essence of the research?